Hi everyone, it's Diane. Thank you once again for coming to my channel. This is Pretty Pink Cottage, and I'm going to start working on the Cozy Christmas journal, which is going to involve some sweater patterns, which is what inspired this idea, because last year I found a few things that had Christmassy sweater patterns on it, and I thought that would be a really fun journal. Turns out, as I'm trying to collect and gather things for the journal, I'm having trouble finding enough stuff, but I'm going to do a one signature journal and incorporate some cocoa, because that goes along with Cozy Christmas, and probably some gingerbread and maybe some peppermint along with the sweater images. So let me show you some of what I have. I have my cover, which is an Amazon mailer. You can see the label here. It's one of those padded mailers, and I put gesso on it. This side is dry. This side is almost dry. So I'm going to set that aside because I guess I'm going to turn it this way. I had it folded this way, but because there's more black on this side and my label has black on it that still shows through the gesso, and I'm afraid it'll show through my napkin, I'm going to fold it the other way and put the napkin on this side. But while I talk, I'm going to let it dry a little more. I've let it dry for a while, and then I used my heat gun on it, and it's still a little bit wet in a couple spots. But I have my napkins all peeled, so it's just the top layer here, and they're ready to be Mod Podged onto the cover. So let me show you what else I have with the sweater pattern. And I know I already went through some of this stuff in my drowning in Christmas supplies video. This is a I have this backwards from the way I usually have it. It's not 16 inches. 6 by 8 and a half cardstock piece with the sweater pattern, and I had 2 sheets of those, and I have my gift wrap, which is really cute, and this piece of vellum. I'm not sure what I'll do with it yet. I could use it as a page, which I may do, but I may want to make it into something else, so I'm not doing anything with it yet. Of course, I have these, so I could also glue them to some tags. I know I have more sweater stuff. Well, I have a little strip, what do you call it, embossing folder. So I did some red ones and white ones and a green one. We'll see what we do with those. And I have this stencil, which will be fun to use. This part is snowflakes, this part is the sweater. And that might be it for sweater. But I have quite a few gingerbread things too. So I have these invitations, party invitations. This was from a paper doll set. This was the front of a Christmas card. Someone just sent me the front of the card in a Happy Mail, so I just cut her out. And this could go along with the cookies. My idea of a holiday diet is a cookie in each hand. That's a napkin. And this little fun list paper with a gingerbread man and some peppermints. Oh, here's my embossing folder thingy. Just a little strip. That may have come with my Scandinavian stamps, now that I think of it. These little cookie strips came out of a magazine. This is a Santa pillow. I thought that was cozy. And I have some kind of neutral paper, so it's just some stripes and dots. This one has snowflakes or dots. So if I need any of those, I have them handy. So I don't know what else I'll use. These are paper dolls that came out of a Christmas craft book. But I think I pulled it because there's a gingerbread house right here. Eats and Treats Deli. So maybe I'll use that. And this little character's outfit with the gingerbread on the tray. I don't know if I'll use it, but I have it. That's what they're supposed to look like. And this came out of a magazine. Some peppermints and some Spritz cookies, other Christmas cookies. Oh, the Christmas stocking paper I thought was cozy too. Hanging by your fireplace. Just a plaid. And there's a fun scrapbook paper. Here's one with all candy canes on it. I think I already cut the one I want to show you. Well, I'll see it and I'll show it to you when I see it. I don't know if I will because I'm going to be limited with pages because it's a one signature journal, but just I like the look of these red pages. So I might put them in, one page of this in, to represent the Christmas carolers that go out in the cold and carol, and then they come inside and have hot cocoa. I have some pretty red doilies. And this is a photograph. I have gesso on my hands. There's a photograph of some people playing in the snow. And that doesn't seem very cozy, but when you come inside, it's cozy. It's just such a pleasure to be playing outside in the snow and then come inside and get warmed up by the fire and have some cocoa. That's the cozy part. Well, I don't see the other paper. I already cut it. I know I cut it. But I wanted to show you. There's another one with some people playing in the snow. And I thought this was cute with the kids in their pajamas. That's pretty cozy. Oh, here it is. This one with the people outside. Their village in the snow, skating, shopping, sitting on the bench. And it just, Cozy Christmas, this just seems to fit that. So I think I'm going to start this. That'll be the first page you see, because after the cold, you go inside and get cozy. So then we'll have some cozy elements inside. And I had these pages already printed from a previous journal that I made, so it has cocoa on those pages. If I need more, I can go back and print some more of this kit, but I'm trying not to print more Christmas stuff this year. So that's what I have. I can use my sweater stencil on the inside there. I've got quite a bit to work with for a single signature journal, so I think we're good. Just a couple sheets of coffee dyed paper there. I have this Christmas card with a fireplace. That's cozy. Let's see how our cover is doing. That's a little bit damp right there. I think we're good. As far as stamps go, I have ice skates and a snowflake to go along with the ice skating paper. Gingerbread, candy cane, and then I like this. Deck the halls, fa la la, celebrate, 'tis the season. That just looks cozy. And it almost looks like a sweater pattern those Nordic sweater patterns. I have these that I just got at the flea market this year, and I really want to use them in a journal this year. I don't know if I'll use them in this journal, but it would be fun to use them because, you know, you're around the Christmas tree and it's cozy. And I have some peppermint candy. I know the lighting isn't great in here right now, but it is just a little after 8 o'clock, which is much later than I normally make a video, but I really wanted to get a cover made. I wasn't sure if I was even going to start another journal before I start my vacation, but I'd like to at least get a cover made. If I can get the cover made and get the pages cut, even better. So I was working on cutting pages while I waited for the gesso to dry. So I have some matte Mod Podge here, and looks like I need to buy a new jar. And this napkin is just the right size that I can fold it over. It's just wide enough, I think, that I can fold over a little bit, wrap it around this journal. So first I will apply the Mod Podge to this part. I think I wanted to put it on a glassine sheet, like deli paper. If it sticks to regular paper, then the paper itself can get stuck to your project and not want to come off. The tricky part is going to be when I want to put the second napkin on to kind of try to line the pattern up. I'm going to try. I tried it while the piece was dry, and I found where it could line up, so we'll see. I think maybe I'll flip it around so that I can see where the edges of the project, the edges of the cover are, so I get overhang kind of evenly, because there isn't much overhang. Okay, there's really not much to wrap around there. This one has a little bit, tiny bit more at the top, but I'm not going to try to pick the napkin up. And I don't think I went out far enough with Mod Podge. It has some gloopy stuff in it. And I think I'll wait to coat the outside till I get this piece down. Let me see how it's going to line up first. Okay. And if it doesn't line up, it's okay. I don't think it's that big a deal. But I know, oh, this is it. Okay. So this edge will line up with this edge. Better put it along this edge of the napkin too. Make it harder for me to see the pattern, but that's good enough. Might not be perfect, but I'm not pressing very hard because I do not want to tear the napkin. Just kind of tapping it on there. Making sure it gets down in the crevices because it's, you know, it's the bubble wrap packaging, and then the napkin is pressing down into the bubbly part. Then once this is dry, I will wrap the edges around and then cover the inside. I don't even know what I'm going to cover the inside with. I don't think I want to repeat this napkin on the inside. I think that would be overkill. I'll use some of the napkin to cover some tags, probably. Oh, I was going to say this at the beginning of the video. If you were interested in purchasing some of the lace bundles that I listed today, not the day you're seeing the video, but the day I'm making the video, I listed lace bundles this morning, and hours later I saw a message from someone that she said, I think your shipping is wrong. So I looked, and it was the bundle of lace that's left. 3 of them are, 2 of the listings are sold, but this one, nobody bought any of it. And the listing says that it weighs 2 pounds and some ounces, which it doesn't, because it's lace. And so I corrected that. But the thing is, the other bundle of lace was also like 4 pounds and something when I checked on it. And I don't understand, because they weren't even 1 pound. And I know I didn't type that in there. I mean, I've made mistakes in listing the weight on my things before. But both of them like that, I don't think so. So I'm pretty annoyed about that. I don't know how that happened. But anyway, the point is, if you were interested in those laces and thought, wow, that's high shipping, I am not paying that. Well, you don't have to pay that, because that was wrong. So you can go back and check them out. See, Etsy gave us a new format for making our listings. And used to be, I hope I tore the edge off, that would have folded over. Used to be, when I was done with the listing and put in the weight and everything, then it would tell me this is how much it would cost to ship this to Chicago, for example. And then you could change that to a few other cities. Gave you the different options to change that. If you wanted to send it to the West Coast, you could put in a West Coast city or something. But with this new format, I cannot see how much it's going to cost to mail anywhere. And it's been months since they changed that format. And it always has said something about check the shipping here, coming soon, the shipping cost. But it's not here. I can switch it to the other mode, but they just make it difficult to do that. Every time they make changes, it takes a long time to get it right. It's frustrating. So if I had been able to see that, I would have known right away that I had something wrong, and I would have fixed it. All right, so this is going to dry, and then it won't look white anymore. You'll see more of the red napkin, and then I can fold over the edges. And if I decide not to fold over the edges, I'll just trim them off, because I may not need to. and then I'll cover the inside with something. So I'm going to set this aside. And I'm going to think about my pages. So this is going to be the first page, and I put the wrapping paper next. I think I could put some dyed paper. I have the coffee dyed paper, and I have some grid paper for writing on. Guess I don't need to cut that. And I don't think, yeah, I do need to cut this. Just a tiny bit. Then I'll put in one of the digitals with the cocoa. And another scrapbook paper. This one just has ledger paper on it and a dark green background paper. This is the grid paper. It came out of a composition style notebook, and I just left the pages wide and made them flaps, and I cut it short on purpose just so I'd have a shorter page in there. I have 2 pages of the wrapping paper cut. And I cut this piece off center so I could add something to the flap if I want to. I think I'll add the stockings. That one and this one and the grid paper and 2 doilies to add, and that might be enough. So here's how I fold my papers when I need to fold them in and I want them to be a certain width. I could measure, but oh, gotta cut this down shorter. I think I cut the other one 7.5, and the full pages are 8 1/4. So I put this inside. No, that's not it. I put the big paper inside the shorter or the long. I put the right size paper inside the wide paper, and then I can fold this back so I know it's going to fit inside that. And the grid paper helps me fold it straight. Then I can either leave them as flaps or make pockets out of them. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, I'm going to put the doilies in and not count them as pages. They're very thin. You can't really write on them. They're more decorative than anything. So that was 11 pages. I do want to get this in because we need more writing space. I think I want this on the inside. I don't really want to put two scrapbook papers together. That's what I have left here. So one of them can go in here. Okay, it's either 13 or 14 pages. I'll probably trim that candy cane paper because it's sticking out. It's right in the middle, so it's sticking out the furthest. Yep, that's better. Can't try it in the cover yet because the cover is still wet, but that's our signature, and I'll probably maybe sew this in somewhere. Okay. Well, that's a start. I think I put more Mod Podge on here than I normally do because I was tapping it into the crevices. I'm not going to dry the whole thing. I just want to get a hint of what it will look like. And you can see that the red is showing up better now, starting to dry. So I'm going to leave it here to dry, and hopefully tomorrow I'll get a chance to finish making the cover. I think this will be a fun journal to make. I hope you think so too. So I'm going to leave it here for now, and I'll be back another day. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget, if you wanted some of that lace, to go check it out now that I've adjusted the shipping, which has drastically reduced the shipping price. I adjusted the weight, which has drastically reduced the shipping price. So go check it out if you were interested in that. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon. Have a creative day. Bye-bye.